Welcome back to Warfield Prepper Chronicles. If you're passionate about history, survival techniques, or just, efficient ways to live through harsh winters, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, take a moment to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment sharing your favorite old world survival trick. Today, we're uncovering Victorian winter warmth secrets that modern homes have all but forgotten. Techniques that can actually be applied today to save energy, preserve heat, and keep your home cozy without relying solely on modern technology. Victorians faced winters that could chill to the bone, and they didn't have central heating or modern insulation. Their approach was practical, hands-on, and, surprisingly resourceful. One of the core methods they used was layered thermal management inside the home. Thick curtains were not just decorative, they were essential for trapping heat inside rooms. Homes often had heavy draperies over windows and doors, with multiple layers, sometimes doubling as makeshift insulation during extreme cold. Even today, using heavy, densely woven curtains over windows at night or adding a secondary layer of thermal or blackout material can significantly reduce heat loss. Pair this with door snakes, long cloth tubes filled with sand or sawdust placed at the base of doors, and you replicate what Victorian homes achieved without any electricity. Another overlooked method was strategic room usage. Rather than heating an entire house, families concentrated their warmth in one or two main living areas. Bedrooms and unused rooms were kept unheated, conserving fuel and effort. They used portable heat sources like cast-iron stoves or fireplaces to create localized warmth. Modern homes can apply the same principle by designating a central warm zone and using space heaters or wood stoves efficiently while closing doors to other rooms to prevent heat from escaping. This approach not only saves energy, but also, it aligns with how people naturally moved and worked in Victorian households. Victorians also relied heavily on thermal mass techniques. Thick walls made of brick, stone or plaster would absorb heat during the day and then slowly release it at night. They understood, perhaps better than we give them credit for, that material mattered just as much as the fire itself. Today, even in modern homes, placing large, dense objects like filled water containers, brick structures near radiators or stone fireplaces can mimic this effect. These materials absorb heat from your stove or radiator during the day and then radiate it slowly, keeping a room warmer for longer without, having to turn up the thermostat. Clothing and bedding played a critical role in winter survival. Wool was the material of choice. Sweaters, long underwear, blankets, and even layered skirts and petticoats were engineered for warmth. Modern synthetic fabrics are convenient, but wool remains unmatched for natural insulation and moisture management. Incorporating wool blankets and throws on beds and furniture isn't just a nod to history. It's a practical method to stay warm while reducing reliance on heating systems. The Victorians were masters of heat reflection and retention. They often used polished metal surfaces behind fireplaces to reflect heat into rooms. Mirrors were strategically placed not just for decoration, but to bounce light and warmth, creating the illusion of a larger, warmer space. These days, folks have found some pretty simple ways to keep their homes warmer. For instance, placing heat-reflective panels behind radiators or stoves helps to bounce that warmth back into the room, rather than letting it just seep away into the walls. And, even something like a large mirror placed across from a sunny window can really amplify the natural light and make the most of any residual warmth. Now, one technique that's not talked about all that much involved floor insulation and where you put your bed. Back then, floors were often covered with rugs and carpets, sometimes even layered up to stop the cold from coming up from below. Beds were raised off the ground and kept away from those drafty old walls. Plus, thick canopies or curtains around beds did a great job of trapping body heat through the night. In today's homes, using area rugs, draft stoppers, or even temporary floor insulation boards in those chillier rooms can make a world of difference in reducing heat loss. And, setting up your sleeping space in the warmest part of the house, along with using thermal blankets or even bed tents, is a clever way to bring a bit of that old Victorian wisdom into modern living. Firewood and fuel management was honestly an art in itself. Victorians didn't just light fires haphazardly, they burned hardwoods for longevity and heat density, and kept stoves and fireplaces well maintained to ensure maximum efficiency. Modern preppers and survivalists can, learn from this approach by choosing long-burning, energy-dense fuels and maintaining their heating appliances properly. Even in urban homes, knowing how to maximize the heat output of a fireplace, wood stove or pellet stove can really mirror Victorian efficiency. Finally, Victorians understood the importance of community and shared warmth. Families often gathered in one central room, not only for heat, but for efficiency and social cohesion. This approach reduced the need to heat multiple spaces and reinforced a survival mindset where resource sharing was crucial. Modern households can take a page from this by designing spaces that encourage gathering, allowing fewer heated zones without sacrificing comfort or lifestyle. Victorian winter warmth strategies are more than just historical curiosities. They are practical, cost-effective, and adaptable. Heavy draperies, focused heating, thermal mass, reflective surfaces, strategic bed placement, natural fibres, and efficient fuel use all contribute to creating a warmer home with less energy. Applying these techniques today not only honours the ingenuity of the past, but also provides actionable ways to survive and thrive during cold months, whether for historical interest, prepper readiness, or simple energy efficiency. If you found these strategies valuable, subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles, like this video, and share your own winter warmth hacks in the comments. Every tip helps build a living library of practical historical knowledge, keeping these old-world methods alive and relevant. Stay warm, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.